So, welcome back. No rest for the wicked. Just getting underway in the semi-final of the European professional event here at the Doubletree Hilton, Coventry. Between, as you just watched, Greg Batten, who was victorious over Stephen Campbell, playing Ronan McCarthy, who's just come through against Liam Dunster. So, two players that have both had comfortable wins. Joined back in the commentary box by none other than a fine commentator, Simon Webb, and you'll be all glad to know we've got Mark Boyle back in the house.
You implying that people will be happier that Mark's back, that more happy that Mark's back than me?
That's it, you can't get rid of me now.
Yeah, that's it.
So how do you think this one's going to go, guys?
Yeah, let's get some predictions. I love a good prediction.
Ronan's like granite, isn't he? It was hard to shake off, but Greg's a bit the same. He's solid as well, so I'll go 8-6 Greg.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay.
I have to go for Greg because I predicted Greg to lose in the final to Clint, so I need Greg to win for my prediction to come through. Right. So, but my worry is that I think Greg looked a little bit shaky towards the end of that last match, and if Stephen was playing better, then he could have really put him under pressure. So if Ronan will put him under pressure, so it'll be interesting to see how he handles that.
I'm going for our current tour number 2, Ronan McCarthy, the silent assassin that just takes out players and without a whisper. I'm going for a Ronan McCarthy comfortable win here. I'm going 8-4 Ronan.
Yeah. Get your pounds out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, as you say, with Greg being a bit edgy, that's just the matches, the way the matches pan out, it can make you edgy, you know.
So do you think new match, fresh match, completely fresh start, you won't be thinking like that?
You forgot about it.
Yeah.
You've got a wee bit of confidence for winning. Now he's back to a nice loose arm, fresh mindset.
Yeah.
That'll just disappears, but if you can start off good in this, you can run off 3-4 frames without
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Is it? I wonder if that mindset might come back if you start missing a couple. You think, I missed a couple in the last match then, and
But, that's a good thing to have, to know that you're still in. So, but if you miss a couple in the last match, you forgot about it at this stage.
Yeah.
It's all about this match now. I think he'll take the yellow into the top right, screw back for the one at the bottom.
I wonder if the yellow goes to the top left.
What?
If that does.
What camera angle have we got?
Don't think we've got a camera angle that shows it, but I think he might be looking at that.
I know, you've got a camera angle for everything else.
Yeah. It's got the one we can't do.
Just on the right head.
Yeah.
The right's came back a wee touch. So he's got a wee angle that he didn't want, but it should be okay. It's a wee tricky one.
He wanted to be straight so he could come back for the one at the bottom of the table next.
Yeah.
Do you think he could sort of screw across into the red and still be on that ball? Maybe thin.
And you can play it with a wee bit of right hand side to swing the right round.
Yeah.
So just looking at the their path to get to this stage, Ronan, Greg's played one more match than Ronan because Ronan's seeded, so he gets a walkover in the first round of this.
Is that always the case? The top seeds get a walkover in the first round?
It's because we only had 60 professionals at this event, so the top 4, as the top 4 seeds, got the walkovers.
How come did they not open it up to 4 players that wanted to take them?
Because there's no more professionals. This is the professional event, so it has to be for the professional players.
Alright, but go back to the amateur list and invite people now.
No, that doesn't happen.
It's a good idea. The whole wild card.
Because it's a professional event, you'd think you'd want to fill it.
No, you do. Yeah, I get the point. Yeah,
it's more prestige in a professional event.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you're saying that the top amateurs should go. So
go down the ranking list.
Yeah, so that'll be you.
Because there's people out there that would. Oh, that's a great shot. They found the gap.
Yeah.
So basically, he's just going to put this and screw back to where the white is just now.
Not worried about getting close to the yellow, just wants the right angle on the yellow, which is fairly straight.
So Greg in the first round came through an 8-2 victor over. An 8-6. No, sorry, 8. I've just lost it.
He quit on that one.
Yeah.
It didn't go through the right. He was scared in case he had it too hard.
Yeah. Sorry, Greg came through 8-3 against Nicky Griffiths in the first round.
Can you see it?
I think he's just okay.
Oh, no. He was up. His head moved in that shot at the top of his backswing. Is that the famous Nicky Griffiths that snapped his skew?
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't know whether that match caused it, but
no, I think that was phase one. Yeah. It was after the Open that he did the cue.
So in the second round, Ronan came through against Jimmy Croxton 8-2.
Jimmy's a cracking player as well.
Yeah, so that's a good result. And then Greg came through against Simon Ward 8-3. So both good results in the second round. Last 16, Ronan came through 8-4 against Luke Wrigglesworth, and Greg came through 8-6 against Jason Remington. And then in the last round, Ronan beat Liam Dunster 8-3.
It's a good result for Ronan.
And Greg, as we saw on the stream, beat Stephen Campbell 8-2. So they both had good results to get here.
Because I know Liam's been playing quite a lot lately, and he's been getting a lot of good results.
That's a good shot.
He's unlucky. But after that shot, I think he's kept himself in the frame.
Yeah, I predicted Liam for a tournament win this year on the tour.
He's playing full time as well, and he's in a tournament that's on in Scotland. He was travelling about Scotland every weekend.
Yeah,
it was fair play to him. That's what you've got to do, and it keeps your match sharp.
Yeah.
But at this game, nothing's certain. You've got to take your chances and ride a wee bit of luck to win one of these events.
Yeah, I just thought this would be his year, and it still might be. There's another event to come.
Yep. Oh, that was a bit.
Yeah, it was a good shot.
That was an edgy shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good shot though.
He's got to come off. Don't like this one.
This is tricky.
Yeah, I can't see really a pass.
He's got a banana the right here. Big Massey shot.
Big Massey shot.
Yeah.
Who's that guy that does all the trick shots?
Big
Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible, isn't it?
How many attempts do you think he takes? Some of those videos that he puts up.
What to
get the actual shot. There's another one that does him where he puts a load of bend on the ball.
He uses. It looks like he uses a 9-ball.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Sean Hoey. I think that's right. Yeah. I don't know him, but I think.
Some shots he plays.
This is a tough shot. That's a
great shot.
Good effort.
Lucky.
He's just got that red first.
Wow. What an effort.
That shot there reminded me when I played Farnsworth.
Yeah.
Remember that shot he played? That was a brilliant shot.
Slow roll,
because he had to play it with a wee touch aside.
Yeah. And he...
was that in Cardiff?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that down as an unforced error from Greg.
That's a bit harsh. Put it down as 2.
He should have an unforced error or a missed pot for the... Oh, you've got it down as a missed pot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on it, Sam.
Okay, sorry.
So he's just going to bring your black out into play and...
Just bring it out over the middle, I would say.
And bring the other one out if he can. No, he's just missed the cannon on the other one, but...
Oh, look. It's a bit careless.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky now.
I'm guessing by just the way you were talking in the last match that you probably would have not worried about that red on the left-hand side and
No, I would have left.
just left it and got on it and
But
queued it in.
In a way, it wasn't the wrong shot he played there, because if he cannons that red full ball, he's got the shot into the middle. So
Yeah.
to be fair,
Just trying to make it easy.
depends on the frame of mind. You've
yeah.
got a free shot, because you would be very unlucky not to land on anything.
Yeah.
Try to bring that red out. And plus you've got ball in hand, so it's you leave a natural angle.
I think he's
Don't like this shot.
playing a snooker here.
I thought I'd played the winning.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
he
he's-
went for the pot. Good shot.
he played it in a way that he's trying to get the snooker as
Yeah.
well, isn't he? So if he missed it, but
Just gotta try and bring it out here. Is he going to stun on top of it? I played a stun shot.
Played on it now.
Good shot. Perfect. See, you think about it now, he tried to bring that out,
Yeah.
but it's not a hard shot,
No.
you know.
Yeah, if you got the right angle to get on it, it's not
Yeah.
a difficult shot.
He'd like the little cluster of 3. He'd love it if the furthest left one
Yes.
went. That would really help him.
It's got such a solid cue action. Ronan doesn't pull the cue back very far, just keeps it very short and jabby.
Yeah, that was the word I was going to use there. It's kind of,
Just like that.
I think that's probably what hurts him on the break.
yeah.
That cue action.
He brings his cue back for the last fairer dead fast. You know, it's something normally when you watch players, it's slow and methodical for the last backswing.
Yeah.
Because that's where your control is. If you bring your cue back too fast, you can make it can become dead jabby, because your transaction for your backswing to your follow through
That's right.
is too fast.
It's
You've got to
definitely-
be slow and deliberate.
It's definitely something I've struggled with throughout my pool career, is just to get a little bit quick with that, a little bit snatchy with it. Something I try and work on from time to time.
You always get to watch your top snooker players.
They got that pause.
Yeah, because that creates a small pause. It's like pulling back an elastic band. You don't want to pull it back too fast, or you'll hurt your fingers because it could snap. So it's a slow and deliberate backswing, and that creates a wee pause for your transaction to your backswing to your follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
Sean Murphy and
That's how you
Stephen
get your
Lee.
time. That's how your time.
yeah.
That's how you get your timing.
Yeah.
A good
Yeah.
finish.
So I had a message come in on my phone that I didn't see when we were having a grill mark in the last match. Someone asked, do you still play any snooker at all?
No, I missed the snooker. When was the last time I played?
It's very time consuming, isn't it? You've got
Yeah.
to be putting in a hell of a lot of hours to be at the top of the game. I used to play. I used to practice with an ex snooker player. You probably know him. He's probably roughly about your age. A guy called Nick.
25.
Nick Dyson.
Yeah,
Do you
I remember
Nick?
Nick. First time I met Nick, Stockport.
Yeah,
He used to play the old
Well,
UK
he still
tour.
lives down the road where I live.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Macclesfield. So yeah,
He was a cracking big player. I think he won a couple of the UK tours.
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was one
He's
of the feared players at the time.
Yeah, that's right. Because I think he's a bit older than me.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he liked the money games, didn't he? Like
Like
the
he
money
played the
matches.
you hardly see that in snooker money matches. You
Yeah.
hardly. I don't know if it's more.
There was a lot going on around Manchester at the time, so
Right.
I think he found it easier to make his money doing it, because there wasn't a great deal of money in snooker
No.
back then, was there? you know?
Even when I turned pro about 8 years ago, I think it was. You only had 6 tournaments a year. I was in the top. There was only 96 professionals. You had to qualify to turn pro. So I got beat in the final of the World Amateur, and that gave me my ticket for the year. So you're in the top 96, and you've got to get in the top 64 to stay on. And for you don't start with any points. So the people that were on the tour last year get some points.
That's very tough.
So you're up against it right away. And I was coming through with Judd Trump, Mark Allen. That's who I was playing in the first round, second rounds, you know. Look at them now, you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
and
And these young Chinese lads are two a penny now, aren't they?
They're on the cloth. They're on the table more than the cloth.
Yeah.
But it's dedication. You've got to. I'm a great believer. Whatever you put in, you'll get back out. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I think that the way snooker was, with your 6 tournaments a year, you're working, and then you're not playing a tournament for a couple of months. You know, you kind of you lose your wee edge. You know, but now there's tournaments every week, so it's a lot better since Barry Hearn took over.
Yeah, well, that's what I've always said, that the IPA needs someone like a Barry Hearn to come in and market it, and definitely. Because
it's got great potential, Phil. You know, because
Pool's I think the 4th most played sport in the world, or something along those lines, in all its variations, and it is very popular. So you would think
it's actually something like 3 pool players to each dart player in just in the UK. So
yeah, you can imagine that. Look what he's done to darts. Darts was nothing before he came in. There was 2 associations.
Do you think he needs to develop these 2 yellows? I don't know whether.
I think one passes down to the.
I think the bottom one. He'll leave lower, so he can stun it and clear the red away. Yeah, it's just a small nudge, but I think he's got a wee.
Camera 7 shows it's not a full pocket, but it's plenty, plenty. Yeah.
But the other yellow will be tight then.
Yeah.
Can he play it in a fashion where if he lands a little bit low on it, and he can play it sort of cushion first, bump the red out, and in the same shot knock the red away from the other yellow? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He clears the pocket as well.
If he gets high on it, he can play for the yellow in the middle though.
Just like that, and then maybe play cushion first now, bump that red away.
I think he's not got the angle. He's going to have to create a wee angle so he can take the yellow into the middle.
Yeah, that red over the pocket might just be a little bit too high for that shot that I was talking about.
Yeah, I think he's got to leave himself a wee angle just so he can take that into the middle next. There you go. So, he was thinking about the white too much here. Yeah. He tried to steal a wee bit.
It was a problem because he needed to steal a fraction, but the red was where he needed it. That was tricky.
There was a shot before that shot. He never left himself a right angle.
Yeah, he needed to be just a hair higher up the table just to.
Because you're always thinking, basically, 2 shots ahead every time, because you want to leave yourself perfect on your next shot for your next shot ahead of that.
Yeah.
Because obviously you've got your full map worked out. That can change, but you're always ultimately thinking 2 shots ahead all the time. So
you do look for the full. You're working black backwards.
Yeah.
And then and try and see your full map, and then but specifically the 2 next 2 shots. And
well, it all boils down to you've created your plan for the black backwards, but ultimately it's 1 shot at a time.
Yeah.
It's all parts of the jigsaw.
Yeah, I've just got the chat back up. Chris Adamu says, please ask Mark when he's coming back to Napa.
Aye, Napa.
Yeah.
Getting old for it.
Yeah, and Eccles Blackballs just said, why start whispering? Well, we have been told off for being a bit too loud, so sorry if we're coming across a little bit quiet. But
it's one of the problems with the Sundays on the IPA tour is that a lot of the players go home once they're out, and there isn't that many people in the arena, so it just gets quite quiet in the arena, so we have to be, and we are very, very close to the table.
Yeah.
It's a good containing shot.
Stephen Mitzi asks, Mark, have you ever played Mick Hill or Gareth Potts, and if so, what was the score?
I played Mick Hill once. It was in the £1,000 a man in the Dunbuck. It's Stephen Santa Allison ran. What a brilliant event that was. Played him in the semi-finals, and
Mick won the event, didn't he?
Yeah. There was 2 events and he won both of them. He beat. Who did he beat in the second? He beat Scott Gillespie in the first final. And I beat Jack in the second, but I played the Michael in the second year in the semis, and I was nipping tuck to about 7 each, and then I went in off 5 breaks in a row. with my side brake, you know, and
That's rare with the side brake.
Yeah, it was relentless. So he played brilliant. He blew me out the park. But yeah, 5 in a row, and that just killed me.
Is Greg lining up the screw shot off the yellow here to try and plant the other yellow?
He's going to control this so he can get the other yellow that he's hitting, get that down over the bottom left hand corner of the table.
Do you not think he'd be hitting that a little bit too hard to be able to get the screw shot? To be able to make, if he's screwing back into...
Even if he gets the yellow in the middle of the table so he can take it into the middle next. Oh, he's miscued again.
Yeah, he did that time before, didn't he?
That's the second time. I think he needs a wee bit of sandpaper on that tip.
Unforced error?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be, I suppose. We need to create some guidelines for these rules.
Yeah.
These stats.
Yeah, well, I said on the stream that different commentators have different opinions on unforced errors and missed pots and what constitutes to both of them. So some would say a missed pot is an unforced error.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But then it's 2 categories, isn't it?
It's one of he was trying to bite into the right and not hit it too hard.
Yeah.
You know, so you had to time that shot.
So Ronan in good shape here to.
Well, he's still got a problem or two.
Oh, sorry, he
hasn't got. He didn't foul.
Yeah, he wasn't a foul. Sorry.
He should just, I think, the one on the left hand cushion. If he can just bounce that off a wee bit and leave the white just below that, so he's snookered on both. Or he can put one. He can take the red that's in the middle of the table and just cover that bag over the right. But he doesn't want to leave that shot again that he can play off a yellow and play the cannon. So I think this is the right shot. Just try and cover both yellows.
Yeah, because even if Greg's going to come out, it's not going to be a difficult snooker for Greg to get out of. But what's Greg going to do from it?
Mark Searle has just asked Liam, is Liam still in?
He lost to Ronan.
Yeah, well, Ronan on the stream now.
I think it was 8-3, wasn't it? He's got a good victory, yeah.
So that's the answer to that question. Vincenzo Coe is asking a snooker question. We're trying to get away from the snooker side because we're talking about pool. He's asking, do you think Selby will overtake Ronnie's 5 world titles? Well, he's got every chance, hasn't he? But
he's a man at the minute.
Ask us one on pool.
Yeah. Who's going to be the first man to win a second IPA world title? Because we've only had 4.
Yeah.
Who's the 4 winners?
So we had Jack Whelan was 2015, Gareth Hibbert 2016, Craig Marsh 2017, Gareth Potts was 2014.
That's right, I was talking to Gareth when I was down in Stoke, and that was his last event.
It was his first, and it was my first event.
So it's down to 3 then, because Gareth, I don't think he'll be coming back to...
Never say never, but it's not likely.
Yeah, I think he's tied up by the Chinese 8-ball, so
that's right.
He's done really well for himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has, yeah.
And I think he got another 5-year contract, he was telling me, so that's...
I only saw his
thank God.
I only saw his post today, flying first class out to China again today.
He's struggling.
Yeah.
He's struggling, yeah. Sat there with his...
He's worked hard, that's what I say, a great believer, what you put in you'll get back out.
And he does put some hours in, yeah.
When I was down he gave me a shot, he's an 8-ball table, that was the first time, Chinese 8-ball. First time I've actually played it, and it was a good game. I enjoyed it. I was getting used to the big white, because the white actually looked bigger than the object balls, because you're used to a rear white.
Yeah, because they're all the same size, aren't they?
I found that even with playing snooker as well, when I went back to have a wee hit at the snooker, the white ball would look massive compared to the object balls, you know.
Yeah. It's sort of like a hybrid game, isn't it? Chinese 8-ball.
Do you think that's what we were talking about the other week there? Do you think they'll ever bring in making the white ball the same size as the object balls? I think that would be a good thing.
Do you think it makes that much difference? Do you think it really does?
That'll change the dynamics,
Yeah, definitely will, yeah. And the reason why the white ball was smaller because the coin mechanism.
Yes, that's right. Yep. That's the only
so there's
reason.
no need really
No.
for them, unless, apart from the pubs. And
Especially for tournament play, you know, it's all free tables, so the balls all run through. Even if you're playing tournaments in the club, you just obviously push your coin mech in.
Good
Get the
shot
balls
there
back out.
from Ronan.
I think it's unlikely in the near future, but if Paul grows and bigger tournaments and everything, I could see it happening. But I don't think it's likely anytime soon.
Well, pool's evolving all the time. Look, we've got the blue cloths.
Yeah.
The cloths a big step from the last cloths you used to it.
And Aramith, I'm sure, they're always developing their products as well. So
I'm sure if we wanted it, it wouldn't be difficult. From that side of it,
of the white, the same size, and then you've got, we moved away from those up the old balls to these Pro Cups.
Yeah. See, when they first came out, we used for them the balls.
Sorry, the what?
For the Aramith balls,
yeah.
The Pro Cups, we used for them, yeah.
Is he going to try and skill this now?
The first time I ever played with the Pro Cups was against Ben Davies in a money match, and I loved them ever since.
Yeah. And they do react slightly differently.
That's a great shot. Great shot. You just got to drop this one in and come back over above the black and take the last red into the corner.
It's tricky, isn't it? Tricky queuing, and he's going away from that red.
It's one of them you've got to drop it in, so you just got to have faith in it that it takes the correct course. Oh, he's a bit thin.
Oh, it's okay. Caught the black.
He played that thin.
Yeah.
He played that into the left-hand side of the pocket.
Yeah, Jake Paget. Yeah, there is more money in Chinese 8-ball at the moment. And Vincenzo Coe says, okay, I have a genuine question about the pool game. Do you think playing on a 6-foot slate bed table helps with the game?
That's a poor shot.
It's a tricky black.
Yeah,
now.
he's got to dig right into this so he can grip the white and stop it from going in the corner. So you'll see him digging down on this. There you go.
This will go close, knowing Ronan.
Right, okay.
Lovely shot.
Good shot.
Lovely shot.
I had to dig down to stop it from going in off.
Yeah. Sorry, Andrew. What was that question?
Yeah, it said, do you think playing on a 6-foot slate bed table help with the game? In brackets, space too tight to buy a 7-foot. So, would it help your game? But playing on a 6-foot table.
Oh, I see. He wants to get a 6-foot table because he hasn't got the space for a 7-foot table. I see what you're saying. Well, it's better than not playing, I would have thought.
Yeah. I'd say so.
It's good for doing, say, long straight shots for your technique. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the moment, my plan is to build a room at the bottom of the garden for my pool room. I haven't quite got a room big enough in the house for the space, but I've thought about getting a table and put it up against the wall, just so that I can practice routines and practice on queuing.
No, that's a good shout, because on Gumtree about a year ago, there was a pool table for sale just 10 minutes down the road from myself. It was one of the fold away tables.
Oh yeah.
But it's got one of these, not one of these tops, it's old Supreme tops.
Yeah.
So it's basically like a pub table with fold down legs.
Yeah.
So I bought it for the kids, and the kids, they went through a phase of playing all the time, but now we go up to the club for the junior academy and stuff. But I pushed it up to the back of the garage, because my garage is quite narrow, so you'll not get round the table and play the shots from the side.
Yeah.
So I just put it up the back corner, and when I came back from a holiday there, I was kind of lack of practice, and I was struggling to get the time in to practice, so I would go into the garage and I just put the table up the back and just on long straight shots to get my cue in. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And see, even if you're doing 15 minutes, half an hour of that.
That's the thing. You don't have to have, because if you've got to travel to the club and get set up and everything else, you can just go and do a 15-minute. It's a good idea.
Great opportunity to go 3-0 in front now for Ronan.
It was a lovely break from Ronan.
Yeah.
It was okay. He's going to bring that back. He'll want to take the top one, I think, of these two next. There you go, it's perfect in the top one. And then he'll take the second red into the middle, and then come up for the black and take the black into the right middle. There you go.
Yeah, he's very solid in this sort of position. Ron, his white never deviates very much. You
always want to keep in control of your white. You don't want it running away from yourself.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Yeah.
I think end up screwing off about 3 cushions to get position, you know. And
that's the thing I notice, because I watch quite a lot of Paul and commentate a lot, is that the higher level you go, there's just that more precision with the cue ball control.
When I started playing pool, my white ball probably done 100 miles.
Yeah.
Now it's doing about 1. You know, it's all about the patterns. When you're taking balls away, you're hardly moving the white, because the more the white moves, especially on small tables, it's more intricate. So you don't want to be moving your white about much.
Yeah, it's sunny side up. Says, are you looking forward to seeing Aberdeen as the Scottish IPA venue, Mark?
Not looking forward to it.
Well, it's up your neck of the woods, isn't it?
No, it's still miles for me.
Is it? Well, I mean, it's closer than probably some of the others, isn't it?
I've been in Aberdeen once for a Scottish tour event. I was in Aberdeen for about an hour and back down the road.
Not a good event then.
No, it was a week before I played Marshy away from home.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of good friends up in Aberdeen, so looking forward to it. It'll be good. It'd have been better if it was in Glasgow or Edinburgh, though.
Yeah. Well,
more central.
Yeah. From the IPA's point of view, it's nice to be going back to Scotland. Granted, it's a long way for a lot of people to travel. There's not that many from that neck of the woods that plays on the tour, but finding a venues is tough, and it's nice to go to Scotland. We'd rather go to Scotland if we have to go to Aberdeen than not go at all, I think.
Yeah, true, because it's good to always have a Scottish,
Yeah.
English, Welsh, and then never know, one day have an Irish event.
Yeah,
out with the World Series.
Yeah, we've done Northern Ireland. No, we did Ireland. I can't remember which way. Yeah, last year, not this year.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's trying to push it further afield, because Blackball's played worldwide. So we went to South Africa a year ago, and that was very, very popular over there. The Blackball, the game, is incredibly popular in Africa.
Yeah, I never realised how popular it was. I was over in Ireland. What was it for the World Championships? The BI World Championships, and
Killarney,
yeah. And South Africans, there was 3 practice tables, and the South Africans were on them.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
Great players for that, a lot of great players. And there was one player that was playing, he had a plastic tip on his cue.
Yeah.
And he never had the right angle for that one.
Yeah. He's trying to avoid the cannon.
Yeah.
He's now made him. He's got hard work now.
And the kid for South Africa had a plastic tip on his cue, and it was like every time he hit the shot, it was like a dink. You know, I bet he could play every shot.
Yeah.
Play with lots of side. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's
must be the humidity over there. That's why they've got to play with kind of hard, kind of plasticky tips. So
but
I think
he's found something that works, though.
Yeah.
So hopefully, at some point, there's no immediate plans, but we'll go back to Africa at some point. Hopefully, and just trying to push the game.
Yeah, it's all about growing the game. Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously it's a UK-based tour at the minute, but the game of Blackball is so global that, you know, to truly call someone a world champion, you know, you'd like to see more and more
countries involved.
More countries involved. So
that's big in Australia as well.
Yeah.
Big in France. It's massive in France.
Is massive, yeah.
We've
a few French players come over for the World Championships, and we've had a few players playing on the tour throughout the time I've been involved. Yeah, Christophe.
Because when I played a couple of years ago, Christophe, I think he won one of the events or 2 of the events.
Yeah, he's won a couple of events. Yeah.
He's a nice guy, Christophe.
Yeah.
It's a question off Mr. Brogan. It says, Mark, when you go onto the professional side of the IPA, will you be playing the World Series events? Well, I think the plan is next season they're going to start playing the World Series at the tour events.
The World Series is a hotly debated topic, and from a lot of people, but it is here to stay. And next year the the qualifying events for the World Series are going to be staged at the tournament weekends. So I'd expect any professional would want to play in it because it's another tournament with a decent prize fund. So
just need to ask my boss for the holidays.
Yeah, that's the biggest summit for the players.
Yeah.
Mark Farnsworth this year has qualified for 6 events, and that's tough to get. That's 6 more weekends. And
it's long weekends.
Long weekends, and the qualifying stages, which was 3 weekends. It's tough. So we're very conscious of trying to keep the weekends away as short as possible, and we are aware of those sort of problems. Of course, it's a nice problem for Mark to have. He's got 6 tournaments with decent prize funds to pay.
He gets to travel.
Yeah. So he's
a good containing safety shot there. I would say Greg's in control with this frame. It's a frame he's got to win.
Just while we're touching on the World Series, the next World Series event this year is a few weeks away. We're off to Tangier in Morocco for the next World Series event.
I'll be.
So how long do you go for?
I think the plan is to try and travel either Thursday night or Friday morning and come back Monday morning for Tangier. But it depends, because when we come up, because we're also potentially looking at coming up to Scotland later in the year to try and fill up a World Series event that was unfortunately had to be postponed from last year. That would be we try to fit that in just the weekend, so maybe travel late Friday night and travel home Sunday, that sort of thing.
So what does the World Series consist of? I know you could take 4 or 5 players over.
So we'd take it for Scotland, it would be 5 because it would be including an amateur player, but for the revamped it's 4 players. So each tour's different, each World Series event's different, and it depends what the host nation, because some host nations have lots of players. South Africa have got lots, but you go to some places like Norway and there's very few players. So with Morocco, for example, we're going to have a 64-man tournament, just an open event. We're going to have the semi-finals and final of the professional event, and there'll be a team event, which will be a team of 4 Moroccans versus a team of 4 IPA, the 4 IPA professionals. I also think they're interested in doing some sort of involved in the team event is some sort of Scotch doubles involved in the team, so it's not just straight singles frames and stuff. But we've got a few weeks just to iron out exactly the schedule and format. So
does that obviously that'll be a ranking event for the pros? For the pros,
for the pros, but only for the pro section.
So say for me, for anybody turning pro next year, is the points over 2 years? Is it 1 year? So
the professional ranking system's a 2-year ranking list. So as a first-year professional, and that's what I am this year. You're sort of only really competing with the first-year professionals, because
does your points carry over from last year?
No, your amateur points don't carry over. So
I started. Your open points?
Nothing at all. I did kind of argue this. I because I was a bit disappointed because I thought I did quite well in the open, or not well, but I was sort of consistently doing okay. But no, all new professionals start on 0, unfortunately.
Because you think if you had a good season,
especially for yourself, because obviously you've got 2 open wins.
So basically, you're starting from square one again.
Square one again, yeah. But the World Series events are at the moment, or they have been. Whether it will be next year needs to be decided. But they're non-seeded in terms of it's a random draw.
Right. Okay.
So that's those 6 World Series events. If that's the same next year, it will be a random draw. But the professional rankings, what it gains you is seeding for tournaments. But we've seen, because Mark Farnsworth and Ben Davis, they both took 2 years off. They've come back, and because of the players they are, especially Mark, he's come back and he won so many tournaments that he's quickly got himself back to number one. And he had to deal with having tough draws for that as well. He had to qualify. Back then, it was qualifying for the Open for the lower ranked professionals, so he was having to qualify on the Friday, and then he was he could be playing. I think a few times. I think he played someone like Gareth Hibbert first round and things like that. So
you look at it this way, like you get hard draws, but if you beat the players to start with, then you open it up for yourself. But now it's like every round's a hard draw. The standards it's went through the roof, the standard.
Yeah, but once you get to, so once you become a second year professional, then you obviously you've got your 2 year list is there. So yeah, it's sort of going to take two years of being a professional to get to the top, really.
I think he was on a wee touch more angle because he could punch this red and use the red to bring up out the other yellow that's on the side rail. I don't think he's got the right angle for that, so just freeing up the yellow.
Question from Beaky SEA. Have you ever made a 147 mark?
Yeah, I've done 5. The one that sticks out, I've done 2 in a tournament, just like Pro-Ams up in Scotland, against the same guy.
I bet he loves you.
I done one when I used to work in the Royal Mail on the night shift, and there was one night one of my friends came over. They had a snooker table in the games room. He says, "You want to go for a game of snooker?" I was like, "Well," give me 5 minutes, I'll finish what I've got today and I'll come in skiving.
Yeah.
So I went in, had a frame of snooker, and then the breaks came in and I was ready to go back. The guys said to me, no, go and have another frame. I had another frame, so I hit a 147 in front of everybody.
Awesome.
So it was a case it spread round work and I nearly got the sack because of it.
Yeah, the most expensive 147.
Yeah, lose your job.
Yeah. I remember the first time I made a century break at snooker, I was absolutely over the moon. That was against Nick Dyson.
Oh, right, okay.
I was practising with him, yeah. And he stopped counting on because I kept getting nervous. You know, when you get started,
right,
the count gets up there, and he stopped
Pressure
counting.
builds.
Yeah, he stopped counting on about 76 or something like that. And yeah.
So what did you hit?
I think it's 113.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, a total clearance as well. And nailed this yellow from the bottom end of the table as well.
It's amazing how shots like that stick out in your head.
Yeah. I'll never forget that. Yeah.
Did you find making your first 100, which I imagine was quite young, more nerve-wracking than a 147 in terms of the way finishing off the break and stuff?
Trying to think. I was that young at the time.
What age did you make the first 100?
I remember hitting my first 60.
Yeah.
I was really nervous. I think I was about 7.
Wow.
I was in Spencer's in Stirling. I tried to free that bag for the yellow.
I don't think he has quite cleared it enough.
I think he might have to play the 2 and 1 here.
Yeah. Table 5 shows you that yellow doesn't go. Oh, camera 5, sorry.
Because that red's sitting right in the bag, so it's a lot easier.
Yeah, I thought he might have been playing on the skill shot when the shot before, but.
I think Ronan will be really happy to see this.
Yeah, this is a frame Greg should win.
Yeah. And
so you were 7 when you made your first 60 break.
Yeah.
So
and trying to remember what age I was about 13, 14 for my first century. That was a good shot.
That's good.
And another double.
Another double, yeah.
And then a double with the last one.
Yeah.
And then a treble in the black.
Yeah.
It looks like he's just going to play on the yellow.
Yeah.
In the middle. That's what he's just pointed his cue at.
Can he play the double and just float down behind it and just play the yellow up into the top left hand side? Just how he sees it. Yeah, he's playing behind it.
It's a great shot.
Another 2-3 rolls would have been lovely.
This is a massive shot.
But he's okay. He's just got to concentrate in the pot because the natural angle of the white's going to come off his side cushion and then back into the table, middle of the table for the black.
You've got a great Ted Lowe voice, you have, Mark.
It's hard to talk this slow.
Yeah,
it is.
My throat's killing me. Our Scots talk dead deep.
looks good.
There you go, great shot.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Perfect.
Great
So
finish.
Natural angle, took the white back in.
Yeah.
Question for you, Simon.
Okay.
You're probably best to answer this one. What's the number the IPA are cutting the pro field at, starting like a fall off / get on the pro tour? Do you know?
No, we haven't. It's kind of been talked about that's something that will have to come in as it grows, but we haven't really talked any specifics on that. I think this year the top 16 amateurs will be offered professional status. Our hope is that all of them accept, but I'm sure there'll be a few that don't, or for whatever reason. So maybe next year we'll probably be looking. I think we started this year with 63 pros. I think 1 or 2 have dropped out for a couple of different reasons. I think we're down to we had 60 here this week, but we had one that couldn't make it and wasn't in the draw. So I think we're at 60.
I was talking to Kev at breakfast about this. I think he's trying to push it up to 96.
Yeah, but I think it's going to take.
It's going to take a while.
It'll take a couple of years. I was thinking next year we might end up with somewhere in the about 70 maybe pros next year, maybe 75. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, that's definitely a discussion that needs to be had in a year or so's time. But there will be something. There has to be something. Yeah.
Kid Fisher says, "Is it legal to sink a red then yellow if on yellow?" Well, if you play the yellow first and pot your yellow, then yeah, it is legal to pot.
Yeah.
Pot the red at the same time. That's Blackball rules.
The yellows have set pretty.
Yeah, a good break from Ronan. Huh?
I say he goes into that side break. He just kind of soft stun into the pack. He doesn't whelly it. Just hits him nice and controlled.
Amazing finish there from Greg to
really
keep himself in the match.
Especially though the match has gone so far. Just touching back on the amateurs and being offered pro status. I think I can't remember if I said there was going to be the top 16 will be offered pro status. So for me, it was one of my goals when I was playing in the amateurs was to get that offer. So I was happy to do that. But if a lot of players do, it will be a very exciting last tournament because the amateur rankings are incredibly bunched behind you, Mark. Obviously, you're a long way ahead. But behind you, it's very, very tight. So it'll be very.
I think I'm in the shout for being in the top 16.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay for top 16. I think the engraver might have already done your Amateur of the Year award for presentation.
Did you get a wee trophy for that day?
I think that there is a that's one of the awards. I think Amateur of the Year. Yeah, I think you're a chance for that.
Need to look at the rankings now.
Yeah, it doesn't always go to the number 1 ranked player.
Was that right? Okay.
Yeah, but
what do you need to do? Didn't want to catch a knuckle in that shot there, so he wanted to be on the left hand side of that red. So he's going to leave himself a long yellow next. Come off 3 cushions maybe. Oh, there you go, one. That's perfect. Slows down a wee touch.
Pull up.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's okay. And that yellow by the
the
middle pocket goes easily, so.
Just that yellow in the middle of the table is got to worry about now. Probably come for the bottom one next. Oh no, we can get that into the corner.
You can just drop this in the middle and play for it for the bottom left.
Take the one in the middle first.
Yeah.
Just leave the white there, run through, take the middle, the yellow in the middle, take that into the bottom left, and then the yellow into the bottom right. Up for the black. Might even stun this red out the way, so soon he's ready to get on the black. There you go. Play this with a wee bit of left hand side. Just play that. After clearing that away, he's went the other way.
Yeah. This is where from Greg's perspective, this is where the game's really frustrating because he's just made a very, very good finish to get himself in a match at 3-1.
Was that break dish?
And then Ronan rolls in a break dish, so you you're sat there thinking, right, chance now 3-2, and.
But that's the thing. When it's somebody else's break, it's like a serve at tennis.
Yeah.
You know, you look at it as breaks a serve.
Yeah.
You know, if it's the other guy's break, you tend to think, well, who's going to win that frame?
Yeah.
You've got to concentrate on your own frames, make sure you win your breaks, and then.
Yeah, and
the other breaks keep
putting the pressure on your opponent. Mark Farnsworth came through the other match, and he's playing Clint Hansen now. Clint's just got 1-0 up, so they've just started their second frame.
I've watched a bit of Clint this weekend, and he
Solid.
after last weekend, last tour event win, looks like he's back to his old self again.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to see.
Yeah, he did a couple of interviews up in Nottingham, no, in Newcastle, sorry, and he just said he's just found some confidence from somewhere. He said he hasn't felt confident for a while, and
he played well. He played well. He beat me in Newcastle. 7-5. He beat me easy, but I managed to get back to 6-5, and then he took out a good finish to win. So, and then he went on to win. He beat Ben, and then he beat Michael Peel?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he beat the final. Yeah, he played a shot against Ben when he was back against the wall, which was a really subtle safety shot that was just fantastic.
Yeah, because Ben should have won that match.
Should have won that match. Yeah. And it's one of those. It wouldn't look very good on a shot of the year highlight reel, but it was a phenomenal shot in terms of the thought pattern behind it. Yeah.
Question to all commentators from Mr. Brogan. Who is your favourite player to watch?
Well, I'm impartial.
Simon says he's impartial. I would say, the obvious contenders are people like Jordan Shepherd.
That's who popped into my Sheppy.
Yeah.
Who else do I like watching?
Personally, I like to watch you, Mark. You know, you've got.
I'll put you to sleep, no?
Yeah. Well, I remember your tour victory against, was it against Jordan Church?
Oh yeah, that was
probably one of your best performances I've seen.
I put a lot of practice in at the start of the year, and it kind of showed to now. You know, I felt more comfortable and confidence. You know, but
I would say I don't really have a favourite to watch, but what I do is I do try and watch a lot, because I'm still relatively new to the game. I'm just trying to learn, and there's no better way of learning than playing and
watching.
When I'm watching, I'm trying, rather than just enjoying what they're doing, I'm trying to understand why they're doing it, to try and learn from it. And I do enjoy. So I enjoy watching a variety of different players, because everyone sees the game differently.
Yeah.
So to learn why each player does what they do.
And what you don't pick up on the stream as well is the way they walk around the table, the mannerisms and stuff like that. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Some people bounce around the table, some people float around the table. You always pick up the mannerisms and individuals is good to watch as well.
That's something I've worked very hard on this year, because I was one of those sort of players that if I hit a shot and I didn't get where I wanted to, I'd be getting annoyed by it and that sort of stuff, and get edgy. And I've worked so hard on that, and to be honest, I'm really happy with the way I've done that this year. I just haven't performed as well as I'd wanted, but at least there's an aspect that I'm happy is improving. So.
Yeah, I learned that for the snooker. We're watching big going through the snooker. Yeah. It's not about. It's basically you've got to be in control of yourself before you're in control of anything else. You know.
Yeah.
You know yourself. You can get dead edgy, and you hit the shot, and you can't. It's like you can't wait to get up after you hit the shot. Stuff like that. You know. Yeah. If you can keep in control of that, then it's all about composure, really.
I just find myself getting annoyed and frustrated, and as soon as I get annoyed, I can't play. I can't play to the same. So I have to stay calm and positive.
Well, this will lead us into the next question from Lynn Thomas. A question from Mark: with the weekend being quite tough, how does Mark keep his focus / concentration for each match? Is there anything that you use, any special juju or?
No, just.
Do you sleep well and make sure?
I think the long drive down helps you sleep. You just relax. You just in between matches. It depends. Sometimes you'll have an hour. Sometimes you'll have half an hour. So you just get a drink or a wee bite to eat, packet of crisps or something. Yeah. Just chill, and there's plenty of people that you know here, so you can just chat away to people, you know.
Just relax, yeah.
And it's all people that are in the same interests as yourself, so you can bounce off each other, you know. There's always something to talk about.
I think Ronan's finished absolutely perfect.
That was a great shot.
Yeah.
He got a nice wee rub as well, so it's basically the big shot will be for the last red, up for the black.
So would you clear the two at the top first, then come down for the red, because you've got more margin? Yeah.
It's basically a natural angle to swing off.
Maybe a bit.
To swing off bottom side and then side with lots of right hand side.
And maybe a bit of work for you, Posty Boys posted. Mark, do you still do one-to-one coaching?
Yeah, still do the coaching. It's been really busy. He was up right away.
Okay, this now's a big moment in the match. Greg needs to take these out.
It could be a turning point in the match, this.
Yeah, when I started advertising the coaching, and because I work full time, I'd have to do the coaching at night during the week or at the weekend. But the weekend, you've always got a tournament or something on, or you want to do stuff for the family, you know, because you work hard during the week.
Yeah.
So I was doing the coaching on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and because you do your own work, and it feels like you've never got a minute. So I've kind of cut it down. I do a couple of days a week, just for a couple of hours, and but the interest has been really good. So he's going to take this into the middle and just leave the light there.
Yeah, he just needs to leave that angle for to take his white up the table.
And he's got to make sure he's low on this yellow, the next one, so he can go up the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tricky thing is he doesn't want to have to hit this with any pace.
Yeah, do you always draw lines on your... Imagine lines, so you want to finish lower in the line, no?
No, but it sounds a good idea, so that you know that you've got to finish that side of the line. Yeah.
If he was to finish higher on the line, it's impossible to get up the table against the cushion.
Yeah, I've never thought of it that way, but that's a good way of thinking.
Giving all my secrets away here.
Yeah. Always learning.
There you go. Below the line again. You know.
You see it quite clearly with some players. Neil Raybone has just lost to Mark Farnsworth. You see it a lot. He walks around and he'll point his cue at the sort of margin he's got.
Yeah.
You know.
Because your white ball's just as important as the pot, to be honest. You know, for every shot you want to be pinpoint, because that's making your next shot a lot easier.
Greg's just forgotten whose break it is. I can't remember who won the lag. Yeah, the cue balls. Yeah, you're saying the cue ball is it's just as important, isn't it? There's no point making a pot if you're not going to. In fact, if you're not going to get good position in terms of no position, you're better off missing, because you want to keep as many balls on the table as possible if you're not going to finish.
You can tell how zoned in Greg is a wee bit, because it's so easy. Like, he's forgot who's breaking.
Yeah,
because
so
he's too busy 100% thinking about a shot at a time. You know, he's so focused on what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's like when I used to play snooker. If somebody's not counting out what your break is, you don't know, because you're too busy interested in the one shot.
It's a great. It's great when you can get into that mindset.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen that often for me, but when you do I've had it happen a few times at snooker and a few times at pool, and you're just so in the zone that
See,
you
Ronan puts the white further in the table.
Oh, tell you what now,
you're closer to the rail when you play that break.
These are big moments in this match now. Ronan's just come up dry.
That was Ronan's break, so
if
Greg can win this frame and it's his break next, and it could go 4 each,
so we're
just
back
like that.
If Greg takes us out, we're back on serve.
Back on serve, yeah. I would say the reds are easier here.
It looks like the red on the left-hand rail goes. It's tight, but it goes.
That's his tough ball, because everything else goes.
So
even the red, see how the red, it's next to the yellow, the two yellows over the left middle, that wee red there.
But it will go to the top left or top right.
That's his two tricky balls. Yeah. So even if he can get on that stun and then play the one down the rail like a shot to nothing, because if he misses that, he's taking the bag.
But if he can get on the one down the rail before the one in by that yellow, he can. It's natural to play on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or vice versa, really.
Because the yellows, he's got that yellow on the right hand rail that doesn't really go anywhere. It's tough to get on.
Yeah. So he's going to try and get there now.
Yeah, I think he might try and develop the other red on the other rail. Or does it go?
He's going to take this in the bottom corner and then take the one in the middle next to the black, and then stun across. That's what he's going to do.
Yeah. He's kind of a bit. The camera 5 shows you he's got. He's got a little bit more angle for that shot than he wanted, although he's just okay for it.
Yeah, I think he can't hold for that one.
And he hasn't got enough angle to top through and take the one inside rail. So
I think he's going to lift the cue a wee bit, so he's bouncing into it, so he's going to get a wee bit of stun. He's got away with that one. He's got away with that.
I think he probably was playing your choice originally, but he didn't. He needed to be straighter on that ball to be able to do that.
Now this finish is becoming a wee bit more awkward.
So if we can
now.
go back to take camera 6, we can. It's because he's 2 shots in and he hasn't got to his awkward ball, so it's starting to get.
Yeah. And now even that one next to the black, that's tricky because he's got to end up in the bottom half of the table to get on that. Or he can, well, mind you, he can take the one that he's white's next to get on that one.
Yeah.
But it's getting on this one on the left, it's tricky.
He could play that one now if he wanted to.
Well, I've got to be first red into the top left, yellow bag. Now he's going to come round for this one.
Yeah.
And he could take the one in the middle, leave the angle to take this one and stun across.
Yeah.
Because that's a big area. He's going to play that now.
Needs another roll.
It's okay, he can take it into the yellow bag.
Yeah. In fact, he probably would have been better off with a couple of rolls less or a couple of rolls more. He's sort of in between.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So do you think he'll take the one down the rail last? Or
I think so now.
I think he has to now, yeah.
Yeah, he'll take this into the top left and then the next red into the top left. That one into the middle and stun across over to the one in the cush. Because all you have to do is drop that one in and you're on the black.
Yeah.
See, that one you did move better over hitting it because you could have took that red into the top right.
Yeah. And you've got the margin of on and off the cushion. Yeah. And if he finished touching the cushion, he can play the one down the rail first, and then.
It's amazing how this game, if you get perfect on one ball, it just the rest all flows. But if you land that wee bit in between everything else, it just throws everything out the window.
And after his first shot, he was probably an inch away from perfect.
Yeah.
And it's just inching further and further away. He's going to play the one down the rail now.
He's going to lose the right here, then that one just above the right is going to be his hard ball next. No. He knows himself, that's the wrong shot.
Do you think the reason he's thinking the one down the rail is that he'll take the bag if he misses? And
I think he's worried about the right as well here.
Yeah. But if he takes the red to the top left, does that show a slight lack in confidence? Because if he takes the red to the top left and misses, he thinks he loses the frame.
Yeah, that's right. Yep,
whereas,
you're right.
Whereas
Correct.
this way he's got it's almost I might get away with this.
Yeah,
one.
it's a negative shot.
Yeah.
Missed it. Showed because you know yourself. Look where he's finished.
Yeah.
See if he took the one in the top left.
So if he makes that, he's then got to make a harder shot than he did turn down before.
Yep.
Yeah, and position gets harder again.
Because he still had to get on that one there, the one that's next to the yellow.
But he has taken the bag, so Ronan has quite a lot of work here.
5-2 or 4-3 is a big frame.
Yeah. I'm trying to. It's difficult to see how Ronan can develop the two on the left-hand side. It's difficult to know if he chooses to go safe. It's difficult to see where he can hide the white.
He's tried to cover the black here.
Yeah. Try and stop the finish with the black. Yeah.
Now he's got a shot. I think he'll take the one in the top left. I don't know if that goes in the middle.
Yeah, that would.
The one on the right.
Yeah. If it does, I don't think it does. If it is, it's very tight. We haven't got a camera angle for that, unfortunately. He's having a good look at it now.
What you do notice with watching it on the screen is you don't realise some of the angles that you've got.
Yeah.
Like that one he had in the corner to try to bring that one out on the cushion.
Yeah.
I thought that looked straight.
Yeah.
You know, but then when you check the other camera,
it's amazing how different it looks. Yeah.
Yeah. And the wee angles like that at this game are massive because the white just throws off.
Yeah.
If you're not straight, the white can come off at a different angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are certainly big moments in this match.
Yeah.
Now.
You always find that with the bigger the moments, it slows down a wee bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I stop.
Same here, yeah.
Somebody do it for me.
Yeah.
He knows the importance of this.
Cause do you ever, Simon, when you're walking around the table, you go to yourself, what am I going to do here? And then after a couple of times walking around the table, it's a case of, how did I not see that in the first place?
No, I was going to say, I sometimes when I don't see the shot quickly and I'm walking around the table and I'm looking at it thinking, I've been looking at this shot quite a while and I still haven't seen the shot to do. I better hit something soon, because otherwise I'm going to look a bit silly.
Yeah. And also you think all the people that are watching, I bet they know what I should do.
Yeah. It's amazing what comes into your head when you play.
Yeah.
Oh, he's good across it.
Oh, yeah.
That was a shot that he's went down and played it, but he's went off. I don't really know.
I think he's had a touch though.
Yeah.
He didn't really know what to do after that.
I don't know, because I don't know if that goes into the middle.
Yeah. And even if it's that tight and all he can do is drop it in, then it's a problem anyway. But he's had a touch because Ronan can't pot the one over the left middle, and I don't think he can pot the one over the right middle, and he can't pot the two in the middle of the table.
Yeah, Phil on the chat asking if we can update the score, the Q score app, or please commentators. Well, we're not in control of that. I might know a man who can.
Yeah, we do have a man walking around the arena updating the scores, and we will get that done for you.
What's the score we mark, do you know? Fleming? What's the score up there we mark, do you know? No. Cheers.
So Ronan's forced him to trying to make a ball, so he's going to have to try and make this off the cushion.
That's a good shot.
Which he's done.
Yeah, an answer.
He's got the angle.
That's worked out like a dream for him, because he's now got, like you say, it's nudging that red away. He can now do something.
He's going to hit this first yellow on the way, it's going to catch the second yellow, so you're going to hit this punch right into it, so you've got enough pace so that both balls come over to the right hand side of the table.
So you want to catch that first yellow pretty full?
Just on the way down to the right hand side, the way the ball's coming from, so it's coming over to the left a wee bit.
Just an answer to the question about the updates on scores. The guy who's doing it was just on a little break, and he's come back and he's just doing it right now. So if you update in the next couple of minutes, it should come up updated for you.
Yeah, he's going round with his wee iPad now.
That's right.
He's been caught skiving.
Yeah. He's in the toilet with the paper.
Yeah, we're working hard as a team to try and get live scoring for all games. So watch this space. Hopefully that will be coming soon. Save having someone to walk around to do that.
Niall McCarthy, if you just keep it clean, please, on the chat, because we do have younger viewers and ladies present.
So, Ronan. Yeah.
Here's the chat.
So that was a good shot from Ronan. He's played a really good shot there, but he's not finished ideally. But he's gone favourite for the frame, comfortable favourite for the frame now.
Dave McLaren, you've just said cheers updated. Can you put the scores up for us, because we don't know?
Ronan electing just to go pull back a shot.
Yeah, he doesn't need to push the ball out there. He's in a strong position now.
Yeah, he had a cut on the one to the right, bottom right, but position on that wasn't great. And by playing the shot he's played, unless Greg pots out of this snooker, he should get himself a much better opportunity. So percentage play from Ronan.
We've just got an update. Fleming's 5-2 up.
Which round's that in? Is that semi-final?
No, he's won. He's just handed in the scorecard.
All right, yeah. So
Mark's into the
final. Is that Ryan? Ryan Flack?
No, Mark.
Oh, Mark Flack.
Yeah, Ryan's in the is turn pro.
Yeah, so Mark's through.
When you see him, just call him Ryan for a laugh.
Yeah. I'm guessing he doesn't like that. Did you travel down with?
It was me, Ryan, Mark Fleming, and William Dunster.
Oh yeah.
And also everybody in chat land and everybody watching the stream, if you could do your best to share the stream with friends, family, and your playing partners down the local club, and get as many people on this stream, because that's what we need to do. We need to keep pushing and get the more viewers. The more viewers that we get, the more attractive it is to potential to make it bigger and better.
2 shots to Ronan.
Yeah.
Give Dave more work to do, get more stream tables on the go. And
what do you think here then, Mark? He's going to develop the yellow nearest the middle pocket with his free shot.
Yeah, he'll just bring that one out and leave the white on the side cushion so he can take the next one that's covering the other yellow.
Yeah.
Or maybe even just knock that down on top of it. Or just make a mess of it like that.
Yeah, I saw it
He's
the same
got
way.
lucky there,
Yeah.
a wee bit. But
I saw it the same way as you, that I thought it was easier if you left the white on the left-hand rail.
Yeah, because you've got that yellow sitting there that's covering it, so if you take that yellow that's over the bag, it's freeing up the yellow that's above it.
So he's played on the plant now.
Yeah, it's, to be fair, an unmissable plant.
Yeah, which is probably what he was playing on anyway.
Yeah.
So it looks like he had a touch to be on the ball he was on, but he was playing on that plant anyway.
He's played at the pool way.
Yeah, he's doing it for the showboat.
There's probably nobody more experienced in this arena at pool than Ron.
How long has he been playing for? About 100 years or so?
Yeah, he's been around a while. Yeah.
It's Ronan's to lose now, I think.
Yeah. Just maintains his advantage, doesn't he? Just that break of serve ahead. So did we get an update on the other semi-final, the pro tournament?
No, we didn't. I can have a look on the app in a second.
Greg, he does the side break as well.
So we're currently updated to 2-1 to Farnsworth at the minute. I think they started a little bit after this game because.
And what's the who's in the other semi-final in the amateur? We said that Mark's now in the final.
Yeah.
So when's the final starting? Still playing.
Doesn't want to tie that red up. Right, so it's okay.
That's it.
So Mark Fleming beat Mark White 7-2. Good result for him. Michael Rhodes is beating Brian Halcrow 5-3 in the other amateur semi-final. So Mark Fleming's booked his place in the final, so he's just awaiting the winner of Michael Rhodes and Brian Halcrow.
The red next to the black spot is.
I bet Brian Halcrow is not far behind Ronan, and
so I'm told. I didn't know him until this year.
Yeah,
but yeah, I've been told that
it's been around a good while.
That's a nice shot.
I've not seen him play, but been told he's very good. Obviously he's showing it here this week. So. Is he just going to roll past the black?
Yeah, just play through the gap. Even if you just nudge the black quite thin, the white will squeeze through. Just leave yourself straight on the red.
Straight through the gap.
Ran a wee bit too far.
Yeah, you might just have to screw over to the right hand side of the table.
And take the black into the top left. There you go. He's coming round to have a look at it now.
Is this off the break? This finish?
Yes. Yeah, he had a cut break. And I don't think he's done that in the match so far, so a bit of a change. If he has, I apologise, because I should have noticed. I've just commentated on 2 matches from him. But
should be pretty straightforward now to break dish and cling on to Ronan's coattails. Yeah, shot.
That was a good finish.
Puts the pressure back on Ronan.
Yeah. That was his first break.
That's all you can do, eh?
Yeah.
Keep winning your breaks.
First break dish of the match. And
so just looking at the timings, as per normal, and as we've had this year, I think it's highly unlikely that the amateur final will have a chance to be on the stream. It's the way the timings work, unfortunately.
Tied on cues.
Yeah. Yeah. Good spot, Liam.
Oh, that's
our stats man needs to up his game here.
Yeah. Yeah, 4-8. Yeah.
Has Greg just left the arena, is he?
Yeah, Greg's popped out.
We were talking about having a man cave earlier, and a number of players have that. And obviously, you've got one in table in the garage just for queuing every now and then. And Greg's one of those players that does have a man cave. I think he built it himself, and it looks a good setup. I haven't been down there, but it does look very good. So good thing to have, I think. A table at home to practice on.
You can get away for the misses.
Yeah.
Reds are the balls. It's just getting these two close together, just right of the black, trying to get these two opened up.
I find this is the sort of split you see when you don't quite get that break right.
Yeah.
Quite congested.
Mm-hmm.
Tricky.
So the way Ronan hits him, he doesn't hit him very hard. Ronan hits that side break quite soft, you know, it's like more a controlled hit. I think he tries to squeeze that wing ball or the one into the middle.
Yeah.
And then worry about the balls after they've settled. But they tend to be more congested when Ronan's breaking.
Yeah. I think it kind of suits the way he goes about it, and he likes the quite intricate, soft screw shots and that sort of thing. So.
Likes to grind the frames out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fabian Moodley, we just lost the chat for a second. We've already answered the question on what Mark uses as a tip. He uses the Altmaster tip. How many ounce?
I use a blue one.
How many ounce cue is your John Parrish cue?
18.
18 ounce. So it's quite a heavy cue, isn't it?
Yeah.
I find all the details of cues quite hard to. It just doesn't sink in for me. Like when I changed cues a couple of 3 years ago, and I spent a lot of time picking up different cues, trying out what worked, got the sort of spec I liked, got the guy to make it, and I was happy with it. And I couldn't tell you what it is now. I couldn't tell you what weight. I couldn't tell you what size. I couldn't tell you anything about it.
I think with getting a new cue, you really go to a place and try cues out, because you can get a new cue and it just doesn't feel right. You know, you could pick up a racker. I've done that a few times, and you can hit a century with them or not miss with them, you know. So it just depends how the cue feels in your hand.
I did that when I played snooker. I went up to John Paris and picked up and just started playing with cues until I found one that I was happy with.
That's the best way.
But this time round I did get one made, but I got one made in such a way that if I wasn't happy, I knew I was going to take it back to him.
Who made your cue?
Jason Owen.
Oh right, yeah.
But he lives about an hour away from me, so if I needed to go down and take it back to him or anything like that, then that was not really a problem. So
I heard you mention Tyrone cues.
It's Ronan's sponsor.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
I got a break cue off Tyrone.
He customised my cue.
He sent us over a break cue to try out, and it was good. But I found it more of a hassle carrying it about, you know, because I only had a 3/4 piece case.
Did you still break in the same way with a side break?
You can't do the side break with a break cue. They're too thick. You kind bounce into the weight too much. You've got to be. I would love a break cue that was as thin as a 9mm tip, you know, and a wee bit heavier at the back.
Because they're very light, aren't they?
My cue is quite whippy, so I would need it to be a wee bit whippy, because I find it myself now with the way I break, my tips they just disappear in no time, you know. So
I think that's the biggest advantage I think from a break cue, is the fact that you're not breaking with your playing cue.
I put a new tip on about a month ago, and I need to put a new one on again. You know, so
good shot there from Greg.
If you can clear this one away, it opens the one just below the white into the same bag, and then you can take that.
It looks like he's almost looking at playing on it now.
Yeah, they've all got a pocket, these, haven't they?
Yeah, because you can go many ways about this one, but he's got to get rid of this one and then take the one just below the white just now next.
Maybe.
Because if he takes that, and he can screw the white back to where he is now and take that one in the middle, and then he can even leave the one next to the black mask, because he's got the one down the rail, and screw back a bit, because he's got a lot of margin error.
Somebody's just asked when the pro final, the pro final will pretty much get underway as soon as the players become available. They'll probably just have a little break in between the match, but
I think this match is probably slightly ahead of schedule from the other match, but you don't know how the matches will pan out, so they might both finish at roughly the same time, in which case we'd only have a 5-minute gap. But as soon as both semi-finals are done, we'll be almost straight back on. I think the amateur final, to be honest, looks like it's likely to start before these two semi-finals are finished.
So if you can draw this yellow down the rail, draw it back up just a bit below where the white is now.
I'm surprised they didn't take that bottom yellow. That one could come back to bite him.
He needs to get quite precise position now.
Because see if he took that one away and then came up, took the one in the middle, then the one at the top, swung round and played for that one there. He's got so much room to play for. He could leave the white where it was and then play the cannon into the red, and he's on the black. But now it's got to be. It's a good shot. Now he's got. See if he was here without that yellow there. He can land anywhere, and he's on the black now. He's got to be precise so he can run through and play the yellow next.
He hasn't got much margin of error, really.
No, he's not, because if he goes too far, the bottom yellow doesn't go into the left bag. So he's got to be pinpoint on this one.
Can he roll this rather than coming back? Can he roll it through for the yellow to the left middle?
I would say that's
right. He is coming back though.
Yep, he's got to be perfect on this. And I think he has. So that was one wee thing that could have went wrong there.
Well, camera 5 shows he's not perfect.
No, he's not. There you go. Told you it's going to come back and bite him. He should have cleared that away right away.
Do you think he can?
He can maybe nip it and run through. Or not, he's digging. He's going to take it in the middle. He's going to stun down and take it in the middle. There you go.
That's a nice shot.
That's a good shot.
Somebody just asked you Mark, if you are entering, but if you haven't already entered the amateur event at Players in Stoke, it's quite a big pot, that one.
Yeah, I would have entered it, but it's the same weekend as the IPA that's down in London.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because
conflicts. Yeah.
Yeah, because the last event down in Players, it was brilliant. It was a great day. It was a great weekend. Even though I didn't win, but the pool was great. The tables were beautiful. It was run really well. You done interviews and that. It was a good prestigious event that Lee Kendall put on, and but no, IPA comes first for me.
That's good to hear, but yeah, I've heard good things about that event, and the club itself actually, but it's not a club I've been to. But yeah, I've heard good things. So it's really unfortunate that we had to do what we had to do. We kind of backed into a corner, and everyone's got an opinion on it. But it really is unfortunate, and we really don't want to do it because we don't want to put the players in the position where they have to choose.
You want to let players play in as many events as they can, because it's only going to make the game bigger and better.
Yeah.
Good break. See with that side break, you always see them fly towards the middles.
Yeah.
They've not split the best though.
The
reds are nice, but it's getting. Can you see one?
Probably not. So if he takes yellows, he's got the one to the top left, and he's going to go into the other two. Yeah. So that solves that problem, or has a chance to solve that problem. But it's still awkward at the bottom.
That one is a bit awkward, but he can make that wee plant. He can turn that into a plant to make. And
they both go to the bottom right as well. So he may be able to get to. Depends how the cannon goes.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
Because if you can play this and go into the two up the top, and then you can try and manipulate the wee plant, because the top yellow will go over to the right bag, bottom right. So it all depends how this one goes. I think he'll screw straight into the top one.
Yeah.
You might even put this other one in the middle. Could be a wee plant into the middle. Now he's run through. It's more controlled, that was better.
Yeah, that's come out really nicely.
He might even screw out and leave the angle so he can run into these two yellows off the shot into the middle.
Yeah, I think if he can screw back out and play the yellow into the middle, and he can plant the two yellows onto the other one, can't he? And
he's got to catch that top light yellow on the left hand side.
That yellow on the top one of those two will naturally drift over to the right hand side of the table, out into the open. So.
And the other one will hang over the bag.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. You always get a 2-in-1 when you don't want a 2-in-1.
Yeah, that's right,
yeah. He's looking at. I was wondering whether he was looking at just potting this to the top right and just holding the white roughly where it is, potting the one. No, I think the red might be in the way. But I was going to say potting the yellow to the bottom right, so he could just roll down for a choice of yellows to the bottom right. But I mean, that's a bit. We had more angle than it looked. That's what the problem was.
What a shot!
What a great shot!
What a shot that was!
Best shot of the match, that one.
Yeah, great position.
No, it's a phenomenal shot.
He deserves to be just a wee touch, so he can stun the white up a wee bit. Or he can take the bottom one into the same bag.
I think he's fairly. Camera 7 shows he's almost perfect on the strike on.
But the hardest shot from now is getting on the yellow above the red.
Yeah.
That'll be the hardest shot.
And would you want to do that off the one over the pocket?
No, you don't want to do you might be forced to.
Yeah.
Basically play it with, get on it in a way, you've got to play it with, zip up there with a wee bit of right hand side and use your black as the line, so you're playing into the black.
Yeah.
But obviously not as hard to reach the black.
Yeah, because if you slid by it, you could...
but if you hit the black, you're full, you're okay.
Yeah.
But if you go by the right hand side, you're going to end up snookering yourself. He wants to get right on the bottom cushion here. See if he can get on the bottom cushion, then you'd even just look maybe even round a bit left of the blue spot, just above that, because then you can just swing round the angles. The last thing you want to do is overhit it.
Yeah, you can be a little bit short, but you
Yeah.
can't. Yeah,
You're basically using, see the two lines in the two reds in the middle of the table?
yeah,
That's your line.
yeah.
You want to be above that line.
And right through the middle of the gap
Yeah,
of them.
always came up.
He's gone
Oh,
the
he
other
might
way.
have had too much of
He
an
had
angle.
more angle, yeah.
Right, this is a nasty shot.
This is a tough shot, yeah.
Does he?
Does he just screw straight through that gap? Like try and
Yeah.
screw the white straight into the black?
Well,
Yep.
we got to remember he's going to be really stretching
Yeah.
for this, so
He's quite tall.
yeah.
He's got his high heels on.
Yeah. I think I'll be getting the rest out for this
Yeah.
shot. Look, he's stretching.
This is when you want a mini butt.
Yeah. He's really digging, like
Yeah.
queuing from quite
Right,
high. So
right,
it's
yep. You should be okay screwing it back. That's
Brilliant
perfect.
shot. Brilliant
Oh,
shot.
no, he slid.
Oh,
He slid by it.
And his
Yep.
reaction tells you that he's not on this. It's difficult to tell. I mean, we haven't got a camera that shows it whether he can just
Yeah.
swerve it at all.
No,
But
he's
he looks.
disgusted.
It's a great effort.
So-
A great effort.
I was thinking when he was queuing up for that, when he was queuing from quite high,
Yeah.
that he's already miscued twice.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
that. You don't want to tempt fate.
No.
That's it, wee shots like that, it could be all the balls are wide open, but then
Yeah. and
it's that last positional shot to get on your last yellow's always the hardest.
Yeah, he did all the hard work with that superb
Yeah. and
positional shot, and then
he would have wanted to clear that yellow earlier, but because of the way the cannon he had at the start landed with too much angle, he had to do what he did.
I fancy him to get this because you're just following basically a straight line with the right. You'll never be far away for these. Unlucky.
it's just
You're,
got,
you're never ever going to be far away for them.
yeah, so just
Ronan will play the one into the middle and then just nudge these two that are sticking together.
yeah.
Even though he probably doesn't need to
I
because
think he should be going for
yeah, they're
these,
going to the
really,
middle. He'll clear these up. Big frame, it goes 6-4. Kind of stabs at the white Ronan, eh?
Yeah. There's not a lot of margin for error in his cue action because he doesn't draw the cue
Yeah,
back very much.
He'll never quit in the right, that's for sure. He goes right through the right.
That's right. Just a stab. That's right. But it keeps the cue ball in
Yeah.
such good control.
Because if you've got a longer backswing, it's so easy to quit on the right and not go. Because if you're hitting a softer shot, you'll decelerate with a big backswing. But with Ronan, his is nice and short and compact. So he's always pushing through the right.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's in prime position here.
Yeah, it's definitely his own style. You don't see many players
Yeah.
playing like this. It's he makes it work.
That's interesting.
Yep, he had too much of an angle. Now I think he'll take the one in the top left first. Because he's got a bigger margin of error when he screws back. He can either be in the one in the middle or the one in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
You want to leave the one in the middle last.
Yeah.
I think originally he was probably leaving the one to the top left
Yeah.
last, but that's had to change
Because
now.
I'm anyways, you just screw this
Yeah.
back, stun. There you go, just a wee
Yeah.
light screw back and then just stun the right.
Yeah.
See, it's what suits his,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
the way he cues it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, he just likes to stun everything,
Yeah.
and I've noticed that before about Ronan. He stuns a hell of a lot of shots,
Mhm.
and just
It's all about your patterns. You don't want to move the right about,
yeah.
especially the way Ronan. He'll not have tremendous cue power. That's how he'll just be soft, delicate stuns
Again, a stun.
or jabby stuns.
Yeah.
Jabby stuns. Yeah.
That's everybody. You play to your strengths. Some shots will suit you and some shots don't. So you know what shots suit the way you play.
So
Yeah, I think
6-4.
the key is to have a clear idea of what you're trying to
Yeah.
do rather than just,
Yeah.
I can pop that one and get on that one. It's to have that.
is
That clear idea
is
of the
that
whole
shot,
finish.
That shot
There's
from
a lot of bottom
from Greg.
right hand side.
Yeah, it's a brilliant
So-
shot.
You see it when it spins off the cushion. The right hand side, what's called running side, it kind of kicks on.
Mm. Yeah.
You're basically using the side that's creating the power. You just hit it the exact same as you would for a stun shot, but the side lets it kick on, so you don't have to hit them hard when you play with side. Just let the side do the work.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got that round 3 cushions along. That's travelled a long way, and he didn't really hit that.
You don't have to hit them hard. The only way I do notice on a pool table when you hit them hard, it's like when you're trying to power it with a lot of top.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like a delayed reaction because the white's weird.
Yeah.
See, like, he hit that first ball, quarter ball there. You're never going to smash him that way.
No. And it's dry.
Yep.
You're losing, if you're hitting a quarter ball, you're losing 3/4 of the power.
Oh, big time, yeah.
I've always said if Ronan did have a break and Farnsworth for that matter, you know, they'd be pretty hard players to beat. They haven't got the biggest breaks in the game, but the 1 and 2 in the tour rankings.
But look at this frame here. This frame suits Ronan to a T.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the balls wide open.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
The thing is, if your break's not massive and you're not consistently making a ball, then you want to be leaving these sort of finishes and sort of.
Yeah.
If Greg doesn't get it, Ronan becomes favourite. We've seen that a few times already in the match.
Miss ball there.
Because when you think about it, see that finish, he went for the pot there. He'd pot another ball. Before you know it, you've got 4 balls left, and you've got a hard ball to get out.
Yeah.
You know, so you could be digging yourself a hole at times.
Yeah.
Where sometimes it's best not to pot a ball, just tie more balls up. You know.
Yeah, yeah. But
because you've been forced into a finish that you don't really want to go for.
Yeah. But now it's Ronan's chance to have that problem.
So he's going to get a taste of his own medicine here.
Yeah. Yeah. But these are the sort of finishes that he's obviously very, very good at. He has a lot of these because of the way he breaks. It's tricky here though, that red yellow at the bottom is difficult.
I can't see him finishing these.
Yeah.
No. I'm all joking. He can play this into the middle. See if he can get on the one. See if he take.
He's gone straight after it.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Brilliant.
There you go. He's going to finish him now. I'll eat my words.
Yeah. Well, I was the same as you. I couldn't see how he could get to that red and yellow.
Yep. This shot here, he'll play into. I think he'll play the wee cannon into. He doesn't have to, but I would play. See the top yellow. I'd play it just stun into that.
Yeah,
off a side cushion, just a natural angle. Because then you're going to have the one in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hit. He's went through the gap because they all go. So that's where we're different. I end up nudging balls I don't have to nudge.
That's landed nice as well. It's just you know, that read him to the top left now.
Top left, and he'll maybe take the one
bottom right.
He'd have liked to been straight in the one and to come back to be straight in the one in the right middle, so he could just stun that. Then it's a stun into the bottom right, wee tiny screw back for us, stun it, well, a wee screw back into the bottom left.
Yeah, and this is where his, you know, his cue action comes into good effect, because you know he's good at keeping a close control with his white, not moving it very far.
So you don't want to move the white far. You want to keep in control of it. You don't want it running away from you.
If he took the red to the left middle, can he just drop it in and still hold the white, or is there too much angle?
No, he can come down off the bottom cushion, and he'll have his line that he's got to be above.
Yeah. And
then he just wants to be straight in the one in the right middle, and then he's just stunning that in. We screw back, bring the ball back about 2 balls back, and take the one into the bottom left.
So that's what we've just seen Ronan do. He's walked round to where he wants the white, almost drawing the line in his head. If he does it the same way that you do.
Because even if he comes too far, that's perfect. If he came too far, he could come back down and take the red into the middle. But he's just he'll come back round and he'll want to leave us dead straight into the bottom right. He's not even looked. He knows where he wants to be. That's it.
Yeah.
Spring the ball back about 2 or 3 balls. Even I would say 2 balls back.
Yeah. Really is so solid in these situations.
Basically that first shot that he played the cannon to bring the one bad ball out is won him that frame.
Yeah.
And
that was tricky, because it didn't look like there's nothing near it to make it easy.
He had to force that angle to get that. There you go, he's perfect. Wee stun shot up. Alright. He's okay. Look for that angle, it was going towards the middle in that camera.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
There you go, perfect.
I don't know if we're going to have a replay of that shot he played, but
the breakout shot. The breakout shot, that was the frame winner.
It's Ronan on the hilt.
Yeah. Greg put himself all the way back to just one frame behind. That snookering himself on that last ball was quite a big moment, really.
But they say the last frame's the hardest one to win. It's got decider written over it.
Yeah, well...
Then what was my prediction? 8-4, Ronan?
Was it 8-4?
Yeah, I never heard you say that.
No.
Oh, well, it's recorded. So.
Greg's made a ball.
Maybe 8-5 then.
Yeah.
There you go. He can only put a yellow, right? And I think that's going to take him down to 5 balls left to Ronan's 7. So he's really got to go for the finish.
Yeah.
You know, because you're up against it.
And
I think that yellow goes into the bottom right.
Cameras. Well, we don't want to look at it yet.
Yeah,
but
I think it
does. Yeah.
So really, if that one in the middle of the table goes, right, it's perfect. He's got a good chance here.
So if he can get straight on the yellow below the middle pocket to the bottom left and pop that and just drift
roll
down.
Through, yeah. They would be your last 2 balls. Just depends what angle he's got. He's digging. See, you find that when people are running through, because they'll be your right, you've got to make sure you get right up the top of the right, because otherwise that happens. It doesn't run through.
Yeah.
He didn't really make his mind up until he got down on the shot, and he changed his mind a couple of
times. Too low down, he hit just above the middle of the right there. It's easy done. So now he's got to run the right about a wee bit. I think if you take that, the bottom one, and come off bottom side and up off the top cushion and back down, he's got more margin of error there. Because he can end up in the one in the middle, or they can end up the one down the cushion.
Okay, so playing 3 cushions
three
instead of 2,
cushions, yeah.
He's trying to break this.
Which you'll see his white come round a diamond shape. Oh, he never put left hand side on it. Oh, he's got lucky.
Oh, yeah, he's got lucky.
See, he should have put a wee bit of left hand side on that, and it came lower down the side cushion.
Yeah.
Came round like a diamond.
Do you think he'll play the right middle now, stun up off the top cushion, and then try and get straight on the one on the rail?
He's got to get poker straight on this one on the rail.
Yeah. That's what he's doing.
He's loads aside. There you go. It's a wee bounce. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a tough shot in the circumstances now.
Yeah, he's just floating this in. You just want to roll these gently.
Yeah, this is a test.
You don't want to be punching it.
Yeah, I think he's just playing a drag shot into sort of. Yeah,
good
that's
shot.
a great shot. Yeah, really
you can
good.
just screw off the cushion. Back into the middle of the table.
Oh no!
No!
He's put side on that, and he's tried to steal a bit of the bag.
And then
He's tried to create an angle that wasn't there. And I put side on it. I think he actually miscued it.
Yeah,
well,
not for
the first time.
Yeah, it looked like. Thinking he's a new tip. That's 3 times I've seen him miscue.
Yeah.
There's a good chance he won't need that tip again today, because there's a great chance for Ronan to take the match and get himself in the final.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew it was going to be 8-4. I knew it.
What odds were they?
Yeah.
Get the bookie.
So going by the way that Ronan's gone about the finishes he's had so far, I'm expecting him to sort of almost try and play to nudge this red out rather than play on it. The one on the right rail.
Yeah, I think he'll screw back and leave an angle. It's okay. Bring it out here. It's a free shot at it, and he's got the one in the bottom left as a security. You're just playing to nudge this over the middle. He's unlucky.
Yeah, he's going to be safe now, I think.
I tell you what, watching an awful lot of pool-ons and commentating on a lot of pool, it's amazing the amount of times that happens. You've got a ball that you don't have to move out, but you think it's a free shot, so I will, and you make it worse.
He's made it harder.
Yeah, it is amazing how often that happens.
He's got quite a big area to landing up at the top left hand side of the table here to he'll bump the red out, and he's just putting his cue where the most difficult. Ideally, don't want to leave him total snookered, does he?
See where his cue was there? Anywhere left hand side of that cue, you snookered him. There you go, perfect.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Now he's in a world of pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if he hits this, I mean, it's...
By the way, I'm going to call it in the middle.
Okay.
He's got a kind of biggish bag. Good clip there, reds.
Yeah, he's got reds there. Was it Greg that played one of these shots before against...
wrong ball.
Oh, you did call it. It's flown him.
Yeah.
Without touching the sides. Yeah, it's game set.
Disappointing for Greg, but he's a nearly man again.
Yeah, he's edging closer and closer. To be honest, it's a bit like Rob in the Open. Rob was knocking on the door, semi-final, quarter-final, quarter-final, and Greg, I've no doubt Greg's time will come.
Oh, has he come far enough?
So you just got to keep banging on the door, it'll come.
Does the bottom one of those two go? I don't know if it...
Yeah, it goes, yeah.
Must do, yeah.
Come down for the bottom of the table. Just topping a wee bit of right hand side, come straight up the middle of the table. You're just looking at right in the middle. Where's he coming off to? No, top right.
It's a little short. He's okay.
Yeah, he's just going to run up and down. He's
got about 2/3 of the table to play for.
That's right, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 2/3 of the table is easy to get perfect.
Yeah.
I like those odds.
There you go.
There we go.
Well done,
Ronan.
Well deserved.
Ronan McCarthy.
Is that a hybrid player? So?
Yeah, I don't know.
We can speak up now.
Yeah. So we'll have a... Have we got a quick update on the score before we sign off? Let me just keep chatting for a minute, Andrew, and I'll get the score.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll just run through the stats there, and you've got... it's been taken down. The stats there just shows 5 missed pots, and one of those was a miscue from Greg, so...
Ronan had 4 dry breaks.
Yeah.
Still won.
That was
convincingly.
That was a killer for Greg. These missed pots, 1 unforced error as well. So basically 6 errors there could have cost him, at least 3 or 4 frames. So 6. We're just getting an update on the other semi-final. It's 6-3 to Clint. So we will get the. Ronan's just going to have a little bit of a break now. And we're just waiting for that other semi-final to finish before we start streaming for the final. So we'll catch up with you soon. Stay tuned.
1-2, 1-2.